Do you know what the biggest con that has ever been played on humanity is? It is making people believe that anything man creates is better than Mother Nature herself. Believing that man's medicines can do something to our body that is better than what Mother Nature can do herself. We have been taught to look at our body as some sort of war zone with nature. We war against ourselves. We war against all the things out there that are out to get us and destroy our health, when really there is nothing that is there that is out to get us. Our bodies are just responding to our environment. If we fall ill, it's not because there's something there trying to harm us. Nature is not at war with itself. That is the human perspective of it. When we see animals fight, it's not because they are at war with each other. It is because they are doing what they do and protecting themselves. But that does not necessarily make it a war. They know when to stop. They know when to back off. They know when enough is enough. They know that sometimes things get killed and sometimes things are eaten, and they understand the cycles of life. It's not something they have to think about. This is just something instinctual with them. For us, we view this as a war, that it is dog eat dog, or that the lion's on our top of the food chain because they eat everything, versus the fact that a lion doesn't consider itself the king. It is just an animal amongst animals, and that is what's going on. Nature is just constantly rebalancing herself. When our bodies are signaling to us that something is wrong, it is not because we are at war with ourselves. It is not because our bodies have taken a wrong turn. It is trying to tell us that there is something wrong with what we are doing to ourselves, whether it be the inputs that we're giving it, through the food, the water, how we take care of ourselves, what we do, to anything in our life. It is asking us to reevaluate so that we can make better decisions. I have watched so many people who were healthy, including myself, suddenly come down with a dis-ease. Why is that? Well, because I was not truly healthy. I was healthy from an egoic perspective, giving myself what I wanted to give it, giving myself my pleasures. A little bit here, a little bit there, that's not going to hurt. But you know what? All of this catches up to us eventually. Our bodies are machines. Just like a car, you don't just suddenly put a little bit of mud in the engine and think, a little bit of mud is not going to hurt. Sure, it'll get flushed out once we fill the car up with oil again. But a little bit of mud here or there is going to eventually cake up the system, and it's eventually going to have an effect on how that car runs. We are no different. We think that we can just get away with little things and think that then when something happens, when our body gives us a signal that there is something going on, that we have a war going on and that we must do something to fix it, when simply our body is trying to get rid of that which it doesn't need, that which doesn't work for it. When we have colds, when we have sniffly noses and scratchy throats, all of these are just signals that our body is going through a detox. It's getting rid of the things that it doesn't need, that don't help it function, that don't help it survive. The body is just looking to survive. And so when you are feeling these symptoms, thank your body for getting rid of something that it doesn't need, something that doesn't help it. Allow yourself to be reflective and look at, what did I do that's causing this? Maybe I was in a public place with a lot of smoke, and that's causing me to have a little bit of congestion in my chest. Or maybe I had that little piece of dairy, and that's causing the congestion. Or maybe I stayed up too late, and now I've got all these sniffles and stuff because my body is telling me it's time to rest, and all I need to do is just allow my body to function so that I can handle everyday life. Because truly, as much as we try to clean up our bodies and clean up our lifestyles, we're constantly being exposed to things, even when we do not want to be, because they're in our air and they're in our water and they're in our food, and you can get as clean and clean and clean as you want, and you're still going to be dealing with something. So the more you give your body the space to heal and do what it needs, it's able to handle what it encounters in everyday life. So learn to listen to your body. Thank it when it goes through the detox process. Learn to give it what it needs and not what you want.